Alright, here we are back again for another roll reveal. This is reveal number 525. As you can see by the photograph up on your screen, this is kind of a special roll for me. This roll has a date that it was wrapped right on the wrapper. It's 8/30/68. This was I'm having trouble finding exactly where it belongs in the whole scope of things, but 8/30/68. My video is very choppy, so it's hard for me to. There we go. It's hard for me to center it. 8/30/68 was this gentleman's 57th birthday, and this is my grandfather, Hugh Claybo. Yeah, on 8/30/1968, I was 29 days old, and he turned 57. So, this we will be able to use this roll as a bellwether for how 57 or how 54-year-old coins do in these pink penny wrappers. Pink penny wrappers sitting there for all this time. I can't tell you it's a BU roll for sure. I don't know anything about the contents of the roll. I've never opened it. I've never looked at them. All I know is it's a 1968 S roll that was wrapped on 8/30/68. My grandfather Hugh Claybo's 57th birthday. All right. So let me take this image off of the screen. Let's go back into search mode, and I will open this roll, and we will see what we have. Let's see. Okay, they are BU coins. Oh, the pink wrappers? Well, see, they're not all totally BU coins. They look like they're red-brownish. I know they're pink wrappers because of knowledge's sake. I know grass is green. I know the sky is blue. I know stop signs are red. I don't have to be able to see the color. That's your answer. Taco John. It's the first coin in the roll. And we do have some slight issues with these coins, but this is a special roll, so the coins will count as special. Nice earlier die state here. Nice earlier hub state too. Chance that we could find some of the actual double dies in this, because all of the letters are separated from the rim, which is a very actually scarce thing for 1968 Lincoln cents. We'll look at the reverses on these, even though we don't intend on really finding much of anything on the reverse. Most of 1968S is about RPMs and double die obverses. The reverses are not well adjusted to having doubling on them because of the type of design that occurred that year. It's a little larger, a little more, I guess, blunt-cornered. But there is a very nice double die reverse known for the 1968 D cent. Good afternoon, Adam. So that's coin number one, and we found nothing on it, but we're going to keep looking. Coin number two, Cookie. Cookie now, with a more BU-ish, yet still kind of spotty coin. This roll was in a nickel tube, taped shut when I bought it. It's been taped shut ever since then until today. I pulled the tape this morning to pull the roll out. I didn't look at a single coin until we started the program here. Started the video, the show, the stream, whatever you want to call it. Old people like me call it a program. Oh, which television program would you like to watch today? How about Howdy Doody? I'm not quite Howdy Doody old, but I'm old. Hey, there's Otis Coldren. Good evening. Good afternoon, sir. Afternoon. It is barely afternoon in the state of Ohio. Let's see. Next one up. I don't have an RPM here. This is not an original roll. This looks like a roll that was put together out of circulating coins. However, the coins are all in decent condition, or were when they were placed into the wrapper. There's a number of spots on these now. Coin number 4. Now, coin number 4 for Richard Sappington. Let's see what happens with coin number 4. There happens to be anybody here who is not yet involved in the 1959 bag pull. This will be your final chance prior to departure on this adventure, because we are going to be opening that bag here in about an hour. Once the bag's open, you can't get in. You can only make your way into the pool until the bag is open. It's $2.95 per pair of coins. You get 2 coins for $2.95. Here's coin number 5. Yes, Wanda, I was mentioning at the very beginning of this broadcast that the date on the wrapper, this coin was wrapped on 8/30/1968. It was dated and 8/30/1968. It's my grandfather's 57th birthday. It's amazing to think that my grandpa lived longer than I've been alive now before I was born. He was quite the traveled gentleman. He spent a lot of time in Europe during the war, during World War II. He went to Malta and Sicily, areas around there. Was probably in England for a little while. 5 more on the bag pull, Mickey. You got it. In fact, I'm going to start taking notes right now in case anybody else tells me they want to get in. So on the 59 bag pull, Mickey Fur, +5. Gotcha. Anybody else wants in or wants in for more can let me know. Coins and Ghouls wants 5. Can do. Can do. I'm going to get you in today. I'm going to get them shipped out today, too. We'll work on it anyway. All right, here's one for Cookie. Cookie up next here. Nice little 1968S. We've got a couple of double die obverses, especially to be watching for. They are not common, though. Not common and not easy to find. There are a couple that involve the In God We Trust, and then there's one that has a little nipple on the top of the L of Liberty. Yes, I got you. Coins and Ghouls, 5. Now, if you're asking if I got you in before for 5, I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the list right now. If you've asked before, then I probably took care of you. If you're asking to get in now, I can do it now. You did get a chunk of those, Wanda. I think you picked up 10, no, I had 20 pairs. I don't know, I'd have to check to find out. Steven? This is going to kind of be a little lazy chat session, plus looking through coins while I remember fishing with my grandpa and all the things that happened. And wow, this was a circulated roll, by the way. Lightly circulated, wrapped in 1968, so they were pulling 1968S out of their change and putting them in wrappers. That's the best way to find stuff that hasn't been discovered, I tell you. Stuff that was wrapped up way back in the day. Coin number 8 now, Frostbite. Frostbite got a more or less red coin. Oop, is that? No, I was starting to think that was a split lower serif, but I don't think it is. No, not a split lower serif. Okay. So I was thinking maybe we had a little bit of a doubled mint mark there, a little repunch mint mark, but I was being presumptuous. Sometimes being presumptuous is a good thing. Not here. All right, let's take a look at the other side. Yeah. Nothing there. Okay, thanks, Cat Morgan. Coins and ghouls. Sometimes the little split serifs are a little more difficult to see on the coins that have started turning brown. So I have to kind of give them a good shout out, good look. Check this bottom of this R here. Looks like it could be a little fat. Nope. Looks pretty much normal. Alright, nothing on that obverse. Let's check the reverse. I don't think there's really anything known to look for on 68S reverse. Hopeful. I'm always hopeful. Spell check got a bounce, huh? Yeah. It's another shout out for 420, isn't it? Now our computers are on the weed, you might say. Well, let's see. What do we have here? Nothing on this reverse. Hoping to get the pace picked up just a little bit. I think I'm going to do the 59 bag. I'll do it at 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. Eastern. Regardless of what the schedule on the sheet says, I think it's going to... Oh, man, this one's got bad spots. Bad spots. Could have been a good coin. Yeah, could have been a contender. But, yeah, it turns out to be kind of icky. The reverse is fine, but it's normal. That's for Mark. Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Been there, done that. Got so bounced out one time I could taste the color 9. Think about that for a minute. Of course, if you're waxed at all, that statement would seem just completely normal to you. What's he talking about? I don't know. Go back to sleep. I did that one time. Fishing on a pier and I couldn't stay awake. I kept falling asleep and the fish were tugging my bait and running away with it. And they're like, why isn't he reeling me in? I got this hook stuck in my mouth and he's not bothering with me. I say, yo, everybody gets to eat sometimes. Let's see here. There have been those days for sure. You know, there's days you'd rather forget, and those are the days I'd rather remember but can't. So, kind of plays that opposing factor. Uh-oh. You know what, folks? I'm going to have to put a squash to this for a minute. I've got a package coming in I've got to go downstairs to receive. So I'm going to have to put myself on... Oh, I did that too early. I'm going to have to put myself on mute and take a short break. I'll be right back. This is why I don't schedule shows on days when I know I've got mail outgoing. I didn't realize I had 5 incoming today. So I have 5 packages. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll finish this up. And I'll take some time to get these packages upstairs and figure out what's going on. And then we'll get into that 59 bag. Oh. Get you into focus here. I think one of these days I'm going to do a 1968 SR roll. Give you guys all another shot. In fact, we might even do it like tomorrow. Yeah, get an original roll out. I didn't realize these were not even uncirculated coins. But hey, sometimes you find the best stuff in the most unexpected places. But this is certainly not that place. My nostalgia shouldn't cost you money. So I think we're just going to do another roll. (1968) is one of those years where the design tends to be a little bit on the less than average side. I don't know if you know this, but 1968 was the last year they used this particular obverse hub. And the reason the master die for 1968 was worn out. That's why a lot of the dies show lettering that's either merging with the rim or close to merging with the rim. Like right up here. See how these basically just merge in with the rim? Well, that's a 1968 issue. And 1969, they completely re-engraved the design. They completely recovered the entire thing. And you'll find that if you look at them under a microscope or look at them under a loupe, 1968 1969 Lincoln scents look very different from one another, side by side. 1969 was the first year of the new hub use. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Dennis, I will answer as soon as I can figure out what you're asking. If you would like to ask again and try to watch your spell checker, make sure it's not screwing your words up for you. I will issue an answer promptly. Oh, Crispy. Good afternoon. We are going to be doing the 1959 sealed bag this afternoon. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what you guys are asking me. My brain is locked. What SR? What are we talking about? Got frostbite. Frostbite up next. And I'll do it like the Golf Channel here. What does R stand for in what? What are we talking? 1968 SR? I don't know what. Where is that coming from? What are you running from? I don't know what we're talking about here. 1968 SR? Oh! Duh. Okay. A 1968S replacement roll for this one. So you guys get a second go at it. A free one. I have to do like a 525R to give it a different number. So boy, I knew it had to be something I did. I just couldn't remember. Folks, give me a break. Yesterday was 420. Okay. So we're just kind of going through these for S's and G's. And you're going to ask me, what does that stand for? Sharts and giggles, okay? Wow. That's a good one. That's one for the blooper clips. What does an R stand for? I don't know what you're talking about. You said it. Oh, yeah, replacement. R, replacement. You know how I used to do like number 304 was one of them. I don't know why I remember that. But reveal number 304 had an R because I opened a roll and it was junk. So I did another roll as a replacement of the other roll that was junk. But I had to give it a different number. And I've got my flips, the inserts, scheduled out like 100 in advance. And so when I have to replace a roll because it was a crappy roll, I just do an R after the same number and hand make the flip inserts for it so we can keep everything straight. And in that, I suppose I'm just confusing the masses, which I'm very good at. I'm very good at coming up with seemingly completely illogical things that tend to clump up the brains of the masses. Then I find myself apologizing for trying to be succinct and trying to be very clear, logical. Maybe I should quit thinking so hard sometimes. That is a blob on the coin. No, that's just a blob of dirt or something on the coin that makes that look doubled in the upper right corner. It is not. Just gotta keep looking. If you look and don't succeed, keep looking. I could probably do... yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do a self-motivational role-searching audio. An ASMR audio where I'll sit and I'll say, if you don't find your double die this time, just look at another coin. You can do it. That'd be a bestseller. Only $49.95. Plus $4.95 shipping. Offer not valid in Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yeah, that's right. I'd put you to sleep, right? Yeah. Family come into your searching desk. You got your lamp on, your loop in your hand, and you would be fast asleep, face down, drooling on the coins because you're listening to Chuck. Yeah, I can see that happening. Well, maybe I should just do back out again at the eye doctors getting checked. Are your eyes checking your doctors or your doctors checking your eyes? Not sure. How many times you dropped your loop after a long day? I don't know. I get myself in a position where I like to just kind of sit in the chair, put on a video I really just don't care about. Oftentimes it's like music videos, because even if I close my eyes, I can still listen to the music. And I just listen. I don't do anything else. I usually find myself waking up some number of hours later. Mission accomplished. I relaxed. That's what I was after. A little relaxation here, please. Yeah, no, coin number 28. And that one's going to be from Malcolm. We're barely halfway through this roll. Good gosh, what is going on? What are you doing, Chuck? You're spending forever on these. We're going to do another roll anyway. Oh, he's a raccoon. That's not Lincoln, that's a raccoon. He's got black all over his eye. It's all good and list. No, true story. I broke my foot in 1995. I was in the U.S. Air Force, stationed at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma. I had a one-bedroom apartment that had a single step down from the bedroom to the living room. It's a little, very small apartment, but it had a single step down. No fines yet, Doug. We're gonna do another roll, replace this one. You're gonna get these coins for free anyhow, but we're gonna do another roll. I just got to get it put on the books. But it was in 1995 that, of course, at that point in time, I didn't have a cell phone. I had a regular telephone hooked up to the wall in the kitchen in my one-bedroom apartment. So I had just set up my brand new waterbed, and I had just filled it with water. It was hot outside. It was nice in summertime, and the water was nice and cool. And I sat on the edge of the bed and kind of laid back a little bit just to enjoy the rocking motion of the waves. And I fell asleep with my legs hanging over the edge of the bed. The telephone rings in the kitchen, and I must have been out for hours. But the telephone rings in the kitchen, and I jump up to go answer the telephone. And on my way down the stairs, down the 2 stairs to go answer the phone, something happened, and something in my foot snapped. Well, I was on such a junkie rush at that time to get to the phone, I didn't notice anything. But 5 minutes later, I couldn't walk. And I ended up having to ring my neighbor upstairs to have him come down and drive me on base to the hospital to have my foot checked out. Sure enough, I broke my foot going down the step to answer the phone. And that was a very memorable time. I had to do crutches for about 2 weeks while my foot healed. So I was walking all over the base in crutches, doing my duties as best I could with a broken foot, all because I tried to run to answer the phone and my foot was totally asleep. Of course, I didn't mention that part. Yeah. I got up, both my legs were totally asleep, so I'm running down the step, and of course I misstepped because I couldn't feel anything below my waist. Quite amazed I even got that far. What we got going on here? Kind of hard to tell if that's an RPM or if it's I think it's just machine doubling on the mint mark. Right there. Just right there. That's what I'm looking at. It looks like machine doubling. I don't have any doubling on the lower serif. I don't have any doubling on the upper serif. You got that little cut right there. Kind of looks different. I'm going to hold this out. I'm actually going to have Eric take a look at it too and let him decide what he thinks it is. Yeah. Oh, he's got a little black and green boogie. Sorry, Abe, if I had a tissue, I'd wipe your nose. But seems all things today I'm in a bit of a rush and don't have time to stop and help you with your hygiene. Alright, so that coin for Steven's actually going to go on the end of the pack, and I'll let Eric take a look at it before he ships that one out. Doug? What do we have here for Doug? Well, it's a normal thin mint mark. Nothing really, I guess. Nothing here either. You can just kind of tell. There's some coins you just can't reach. This here is one of them coins. Let's see, number 33, Frostbite. What do we got for Frostbite? Now see, in a roll like this, I'll end up with 51 coins. It's the good rolls that are short. The rolls you didn't really care about are the ones that you end up with extra coins. It's hideous. It's hideous. Very difficult. Let's see here. Well, I got nothing on that one. That's number 33. How about number 34? Number 34? Oh. Chuck number 2. He calls himself, "Hey, number one, it's number two." I'm like, dude, man. In my world, number two is a featureless ball of brown. I don't like calling people my number two. My number two's kind of private. But that's what he's done. He calls himself number two. Hey, number one, it's number two. You're in a mood calling me number one. Think about that one for a second. Are you finished thinking? If you got that, you're my friend. You calling me number one? You're in a mood. Just in case you required silence to think about it, I gave you a moment. While I continue going through this red-brown, partially junked roll of somewhat and possibly corroded. Good God, what's growing on this one? We need to send this one to the CDC, folks. That looks like a double die, too. It's got that little shadow on the inside of the 8. No, Mickey. No, Mickey. Don't go there, Mickey. It looks like somebody's inventing a new medication on this one. Doug won't care if I play with it. Right? No, I don't have time. I don't have time. We have to move on. Doug will have to play with it if he wants to. Send it in for spectroanalysis. You're in a mood. Nice die scratches. Bet you say that to all the guys. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty coin. Nothing wrong with that one. Yep. You got it, boys and girls. You asked for it. Let's see, what is this? I'm trying to get that little thing to show up again to see if it's actually doubling. Look into the letter. You will feel sleepier and sleepier. So, of course, that's not helping Taco John stay awake at work at all. Let's see. I might play with it, Doug, after I get finished with the roll. I'll go back and find it and play with it, see if I can get some of that science experiment off of it. It actually looks intriguing. And I want to see how I can remove all these little mold spot looking things. It's too small to be mold like that. I don't know what it is, though. Uh-oh. Wanda Williams, the drum after the joke. Ba-da-bum. Bada bing. Yeah, jokes are so bad we could can them up and sell them as sleep aids. That's right, The Last of Us started with a fungus. But see, this was a fungus that existed in 1968. Because remember, these coins were wrapped in 1968. So while we have who knows what grime and goober garbage on these coins, for the most part, they are actually uncirculated, or in uncirculated condition, meaning they have no wear, which is something that I bring to the attention of a lot of people who don't understand the terminology. In effect, they would ask, how can you tell if a coin is uncirculated? I said, it's pretty simple. It doesn't have any wear on it. Right, but how do you tell if it's uncirculated? I said, well, that's what it means. It doesn't have any wear on it. Right, but how do you tell? How do you tell what? If it's uncirculated. No, you don't get it. They're looking at me like there's some magic formula. You have to know that this coin was never in anyone's hand ever. No, that's not what it means. What it means is that you have a coin that does not have any wear on it. That there has not been anyone touching it too much. That there has not been a dog digest it. That's all it means. Nice and pretty as minted. Without being rubbed like a genie. I got that email, Doug. Did I not respond to you? I should have responded to you. I definitely would love to see that coin. That would be an awesome coin to see. I thought I sent you an email about it. I thought I replied to you. Now see here, I'm fooling myself into believing that I'm replying to the emails that I'm seeing, and I'm not. So it's not the matter of not seeing emails. It's not the matter of not being able to reply. It's not the matter of not having time. It's the matter of not remembering. Now that I'm getting, well, my golden years are knocking. And given that my golden years are starting to knock, sometimes I don't know if I've actually done something or not. I'm that guy who enters rooms and can't remember why I entered the room. I'm that guy who will be in the middle of doing something, have to take a bathroom break because my bladder has become weak over years, and then I leave the bathroom not remembering what I was just doing. It's like, man, it's not like a crisis thing that you realize that you're getting older and all of a sudden the age creeps up on you, and then one day you're 20 and the next day you're 60 and you wonder how that happened. It isn't that for me. And it's not that I can't remember being 20. Hell, I remember my 4th birthday. But it's more a matter of, I guess I have to concentrate so much more on staying upright and walking, not tripping over my own toes, that I'm paying so much attention to typical ambulatory movement that you didn't think of 5-10 years ago, that you are preoccupying your mind with the reality of being old, not even thinking about being old. Because I have to remember to keep my balance going downstairs. And by the time I get down the stairs, I don't remember why I started that journey. There's some pretty nice looking coins in here. I mean, you know, for markers and such. Maybe we might just find a real die variety in here. Not seen anything yet. I just wanted to go to Target. And now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car done turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut. I've had days, I'll tell you what. Took a 15-minute trip to the park one time and ended up taking 2.5 hours. Because I had to give myself some time to remember where I was. Dennis, we all go through it, brother, at one point in time or another. And I'm not looking forward to it. My dad has been there. And I remember my grandpa. Not the grandpa whose birthday was on the 30th of August, but my other grandpa, my February 11th grandpa. He was in the Marine Corps during Guadalcanal. Lost the use of his hand during that battle. Ended up in a medical facility as a gunny sergeant with his hand being repaired. Went back into battle after his hand healed. Still couldn't really use it. He could rest a rifle on it though, and he was right-handed. Good thing it was his left hand. Got out of doing that and spent about 45 years working for Dayton Tire Company, Dayton Rubber. Was one of the people who worked on the team that did the research and development for the overhead cog. And toward the end, I would visit him in the hospital, and it was difficult to see him the way he was, because this had been my rock in life. Guy who could cut wood on a table saw and make beautiful furniture out of it. He could raise a garden that rivaled everything out there. I mean, it was like he was the guy who could do pretty much anything. He could fix anything. He could look at something and tell you what needed to be done to fix it. And here I was looking at a guy curled up like a baby in a bed and couldn't do much of anything. And talk to him and ask him questions. He'd give me 1 or 2 word answers. Just kind of look at me. Couldn't see very well because he wasn't wearing his glasses anymore. He was just laying in bed looking at me. It was tough. I went to visit him one evening. And he was just very calm. Very collected. Just kind of laying there. I talked to him when I said goodbye. That was the last time I had a chance to say goodbye to him. He passed away the next morning. We all go down that road. And unfortunately, we're all going to go there. Well, hopefully. we all live a long life and have an opportunity to die in a aged but dignified way. Good day, Frostbite. That was coin number 50. That was for Bo. We got what we think could be an RPM out of coin number 31. We are going to do a replacement roll for this, so anyone who's in this roll, be watching for the replacement reveal show to come up. It will be within the next couple of days. We are currently approaching 1 o'clock. I will be doing the 1959 mint sealed bag at 2 o'clock. That's 1 hour from now. I hope everybody here has had a great day so far and will continue to have a great day and will join me at 2 o'clock for that 1959 mint sealed bag show. Until then, I bid you farewell, and I will see you. I'll send you an email real quick, Doug, and I'll see you then.